My name is Percy Scott. I'm a 13-year resident of Flossmoor, business owner, and a proud husband of Joni Bradley Scott. I stand before you today as a concerned citizen for my friend and fraternity brother, Chief Jerel Jones. First of all, since I moved to Flossmoor, I've been extremely proud to work, live, and play here. I've loved the people, I love this village, I love what it stands for, and I've always tried to be a light in this community. If there's an issue, I've always tried to help and be that solution. At the last meeting, I put a blemish on this community with my outburst. I made some of the community members nervous, and I'm very passionate at what I say and what I do. And so the way that I did it last meeting, I apologize. The outburst and interrupting the meeting was wrong, and for that I want to formally apologize to the mayor, to the board, to the members of the community who were here last meeting, and to our public as a whole. I'm not too humble, I'll take that back. I'm humble enough to admit when I'm wrong, and last meeting I was wrong. With that being said, it is abundantly clear that Chief Jones is not just a leader, but he is a beloved member of our community. His removal from us would be a tremendous loss to the Flossmoor Police Department, who strongly support him. Going through this would be our third chief in less than 2 years, including interim chief, now Deputy Chief Taylor. Mayor, village manager, board members, and assigned commissions conducted a nationwide search and selected the best of the best when hiring Chief Jones. For all of that work, I thank you. So out of all of the vetting that you did last March, tell me what turned wrong? Where did he fail? Where did you fail with your research with Chief Jones? Despite all the rumors, Chief Jones is still our chief, correct? But in your letter to the public, you wrote that it was clear that it was best that we part ways. In Chief Jones' lawsuit, it states that he was terminated on March 7th. So now my question is, and I know you don't have to answer, but I think letting the community know tonight if the chief is still our chief or not is common courtesy for our safety and our good of our community. Madam Mayor, you said in a public letter, and I quote, "It is the village's practice that personnel matters be handled appropriately and with discretion." So early in November, did someone from outside of this community called me and told me that there was a report that the fire chief said that they didn't have to worry about getting to know the police chief long because he wasn't gonna be here. I called you with my frustration, and you told me that the chief was not gonna be fired in November. Now, I heard that the chief denied that, the fire chief denied saying that, but whether it was him or someone else, discretion was not used because someone outside of our village knew these personnel issues and there had to be some inappropriate conversations happening within our doors. On top of that, prior to the last meeting, Chief Mitchell, who was right over here from Hazelcrest, sent a letter out to only the police chiefs of Noble to support Chief Jones. Our village manager in return ignored discretion and sent out an email to village managers directing them to tell their police chiefs not to come to the meeting in uniform, as it would signify that they support our police chief. This email went to managers from Park Forest, Richton Park, Peatone, Matson, Glenwood, Hazelcrest, Markham, Orland Park, Oak Brook, South Holland, Lake Forest, Elmhurst, Glen Allen, Homewood, Tinley Park, Payless Park, Lombard, and Harvard. In that email, she also encouraged them to share this with their networks. Is this what you consider discretion? Now, I didn't think in a million years, Mayor, that you would endorse such damaging things in this act that took place against Chief Jones. But I must admit, you did use discretion because you called 3 of the 6 trustees to tell them that the letter was going out. And I bet you everyone in this room can tell which 3 trustees you didn't call.
Which one?
For that, I feel this administration was absolutely wrong, and you all should formally apologize to Chief Jones for hindering not only his livelihood, but his hireability for neighboring communities. Trustees, you should take immediate action on the village administration's accountability because doesn't seem to be any. They can just do what they want. During our conversations, Mayor, you expressed concerns about Chief Jones' perceived lack of experience, and you expected what you expected. During his meetings, it was reported for instances of aggression and refusal to accept help and arrogance. Yet, I have to question the credibility of these allegations because they come from individuals who themselves hold significant power and influence over employees, but they have no accountability of their own. Mayor, I urge you to reflect on the trust and support that our community has bestowed upon you as a newly elected leader. Just as you have been granted grace to grow in your role, you have made some mistakes in the last 3 years, Mayor, and our community has continued to support you. Chief Jones deserves the same consideration. Dismissing him without a fair and transparent discussion with your trustees would betray the trust, and our community will be tarnished, and your legacy will be tarnished. Last thing, in conclusion, I implore you and the board to uphold the values and fairness and justice and accountability that our community holds dear. Even though we may disagree on this subject, we are still neighbors. I'm not your enemy. I'm your community. I am the voice for people in this room who won't speak, but they still feel the same way that I do. And it should be clear to you today that this decision would tear our community apart. So let us come together in solidarity to ensure Chief Jones' voice is heard, all parties' concerns are addressed, and his contributions are properly recognized and valued. Because the day that this administration lets him go without proper cause, that's the day that the next election will begin.